everybody, Amanda here. This video series is going to be how to use a Pivo. The Pivo is a very finicky device. I'll grant you that. There are better quality options like a Pixium, I think is one's called, but that thing's like $500 to $1,000. Good old trusty Pivo is about $150 to $250 depending on the package you choose. And I am here to tell you which package you should choose and how to set it up and how to successfully create tons of Pivo videos. But I record every single lesson and every single ride, and I am 95% successful. There are some quirks, tips, and tricks on how to use this little finicky device, but once you get them down, it's actually quite simple, and you will love your Pivo. I think I purchased my Pivo for about $150 about 5 years ago, and it is still the same Pivo I use today, every single ride. So by the end of this video, you should be a Pivo expert. Hey everyone! So in this video, we're going to talk about Pivo tips and tricks. And let's start with the most basic. Which Pivo do you buy? There are several different versions: Pivo Silver, Pivo Red, Pivo Equestrian Package, everything. Pivo Equestrian Package, it is the silver pod. Do not get a red and whatever other colors or makes or models are out there, because they do not have horse tracking. It will not work for horseback riding. So that's your first tip: buy the correct Pivo. Now, tip number 2, this is a preference, but I love the Pivo tripod. I bought the tripod. I use it every single ride. I could not imagine life without the tripod. You can buy a regular tripod, like camera tripod, and I've heard it will work. That's fine. I think the Pivo tripod is probably more expensive because it has the Pivo name written on it. See the tripod, it says Pivo, so I probably paid extra for that. That's cool though. But I literally use it. See, my Pivo is actually on it right now because I just used it a couple days ago when I went riding. This little guy right here is a lifesaver. Why, might you ask? Well, not only will it hold your Pivo anywhere you want, it is very important when you use your Pivo that you have the Pivo at horse chest height. You can't just set your Pivo in the ground because it won't work. If you set it on a fence post and you have a really short horse, it might be too high. Pivo tripod is adjustable. See the little things there? You have 3 adjustments. You can open and close these latches and it telescopes in and out. You can literally make this thing like 6 foot tall. So if you have a really big freaking horse, it'll be able to get at the appropriate height and you'll still be able to record. Okay, maybe not 6 foot tall, but pretty tall. The other thing that I really like about the Pivo tripod is that little hook on the end. So on those really windy days, like the day that blew my Pivo over and broke it, that was my own stupidity because I didn't weight it down. They make this so you can attach a weight. See, it's a little hook. It pulls out. It's on a spring. And you can attach a sandbag, a rock. You can probably get an old feed bag, poke a hole in it and fill it full of dirt and use that. I actually happen to use archery shooting targets. They work really, really well, and I do archery on the side, so I happen to have them laying around. Whatever you have to do to weight it down so that if it is really windy, it doesn't blow over and break your phone or your Pivo or your iPad or your GoPro, whatever recording device you're using. If you don't want to spend the extra bucks on the Pivo tripod, just get any old camera tripod. It screws on. That's how it attaches. Let's see, unscrew it right now. That's all. It's just a little screw. So whatever tripod you get, it just needs a screw top. Okay, so next tip, setting up your Pivo. You've got it ready. If you look on your Pivo, if I can get it in the light here, see that little green dot? That's actually a leveler. You can't see it on the side here, but there's a bubble in there. And that bubble needs to be in the center of that little black ring. You see the black ring inside that clear bubble? There's a bubble in there. try to get it in the center. So that means your pivo's level. If you record like this and you ride far away, it's gonna look like your horse is in the bottom of your screen. And then when you get close, it's gonna look like your horse is in the top of your screen. You're gonna cut your head off. And then if he's in the corner, it's gonna look like you're riding on a hill, because you're probably riding on a hill, especially if you're in Missouri like me. So keep that in mind. Pivo needs to be level, and they installed a leveler on there. So keep your bubble in the center of that ring as much as you possibly can. Now you have your Pivo and you're ready to go. What next? Okay, so the first thing is downloading the app. There are 2 apps, Pivo Track and Pivo Play. I highly recommend downloading both of those because they can be moody. In my opinion, Pivo Play makes higher quality videos, but it's also glitchier, and sometimes you just can't get the stupid thing to work. Pivo Track is my old trusty. It usually always works. I think the video quality and the tracking is not quite as good on it, but you know what? If I can't get Pivo Play to work, I'll take Pivo Track because at least I know I'll get a video. So I would download both. Tip number 4, this is an in-depth one. You might want to take some notes. Like Van Wilder says, you might want to write this down. The most common recording failures. That's what I'm going to go over now. The first thing you really need to keep in mind, Pivo is AI technology that is following the shape of a horse. That's all it's doing. You don't wear a wristband. You don't have anything attached to your horse. There is no tracking device. It is AI technology that is looking for the general shape of a horse. So it has to be able to see your horse. If you are riding a white horse on white sand, your Pivo's gonna have problems. If you're riding a black horse in a dark covered indoor arena and you go deep into the corner, your Pivo's gonna have a problem. Okay, so that's the first thing you need to do, is get contrast on your horse. If you're in a dark indoor arena on a dark bay or a black horse, I would suggest wearing a big white saddle pad and you wearing white pants and a white shirt. I mean, even if you want to throw a blanket on there, if it's wintertime, throw a white blanket. Make your horse stand out. Pivo needs to see him or her. And vice versa. If you're on a white horse and you're riding in a white sand arena on a bright sunny day, I would probably recommend wearing some dark clothes, dark polos, dark saddle pads, something dark, so that Pivo can find him or her amongst all the light. That's another thing. Pivo does not like direct light. If you are riding at sunset or sunrise in the outdoors, don't aim Pivo where it's gonna go directly into the sun, because right when it turns and that blast of sun hits the camera, it will freeze and lose your horse. So try to keep that in mind if you're riding first thing in the morning when the sun is on the horizon, or last thing in the evening when the sun is on the horizon. Put Pivo at an angle where it won't go directly in the sun, and try not to ride where you're gonna put yourself between Pivo and the sun. Also, just dark corners and contrast in general. When I first started with my Pivo, I had this big giant blue spruce tree in the background. And for whatever reason, Pivo thought that was a horse. So every time I rode around and it got to that tree, it would stop following my horse, and Pivo would get stuck on the tree, and I would just film this tree for like my entire ride. So I had to kind of learn to cut that corner a little, or just angle the Pivo so the tree wasn't in the shot. But yeah, there are some times that will happen. It gets stuck on something. So if you find a particular thing when you're riding in your arena that it gets stuck on, just try not to get that in the shot. It's that simple. The next tip is Pivo's tracking horse image. So if you're riding in an arena with multiple horses, guess what? It's gonna track whatever horse is closest. You can't count on it to track you the entire time if you're riding with multiple horses. I still think it's fun to set it up. I've done it several times at clinics and stuff, and I usually just cut those videos and send it to those people, and people enjoy it. So just keep that in mind. If you're riding with multiple horses, it's not just gonna be you on there. It's gonna be the other horses too. Okay, we're on to number 5. This is also an in-depth one, another section you might want to take some notes. This is all about technological glitches. So the first section was kind of like, how do I get it to track my horse? All those little glitchy things that Pivo likes. Now this one is, how do I get it to record my horse and keep recording? So the first thing you want to do, and I will admit I have never used an Android or any other type of phone, so I am very specific to Apple here, but most of these tips and tricks will roll over to all phones. Quit all applications. So on the Apple, it's like swiping up and to the left and then quit everything. Turn all off. Once you have it all off, put it on airplane mode. Because if somebody calls you or texts you while you're recording, it will pause the recording and it will not restart. Whole video gone. So put it on airplane mode so nobody interrupts your video. The next thing is open whichever app you want, Pivo Track or Pivo Play, and it will ask you to connect to Pivo. So you turn Pivo on by this little button here, you hold it down, and now he's on. So now if I open my Pivo app, he's gonna connect. It's a Bluetooth connection. You can still use your Bluetooth while you're in airplane mode. Once you create an account, you should be good and logged in. Every now and again, it'll accidentally log you out, in which case you'll have to turn airplane mode back off, log back into your account, then go back, turn airplane mode back on, then connect to your Pivo. You've got your phone, all the apps quit. You've also got your phone on airplane mode. Now you're gonna open your app, Pivo Track or Pivo Play, and you're gonna turn on your Pivo. And right when you open it, it's gonna say connect a device. And you just click connect. Then it'll say connecting, and you wait, and your Pivo is gonna go beep, beep, and that's gonna tell you it connected. As soon as that happens, the screen is gonna change to the home screen. On Pivo Track, it'll say gallery, and I think on Pivo Play, it might even just go straight to the recording screen. I can't quite remember. Once you're on the home screen, you can click the plus button, which will go to the recording screen. And once you're right there, if you're in the Pivo Track app, there is going to be a little tiny horse head icon. If it's not there, you have to click it to make it appear because it might be on human or dog or something like that. So if you have it on the wrong AI tracking, it won't track your horse. So click on your little horse head or click on whatever head is there and find the horse head and click on the horse head. If you're on the Pivo Play app, up in the left-hand corner up here, there will be a button that says AI. Click AI, and then there will be a drop down, and you click on the horse head or the horse little, this one I think has a running horse icon. Click on that. Once you do that, it's very obvious, there's a record button. It counts down by 3, goes 3, 2, 1. If you have your sound on, it'll beep. If you don't, it'll be silent, and then it starts recording. It does come with the remote. I personally hate the remote only because you'll think you clicked it and you didn't, and then you get off your horse and you realize you never clicked it. So, and your Pivo will still track you whether it's recording or not. So do not think because your Pivo's moving that it's actually tracking you. That's one reason I don't like the remote, because your Pivo will immediately start tracking once it's synchronized to your phone, even if you don't press the record button. So I personally like to physically press the record button on my phone because I see it count down, then I mount up and I ride, then I dismount, walk over to the phone and turn it off. I find that works better. There are some people who love their remote. I just got really fed up after a few times if I pressed that record button and the stupid thing followed me around for an hour only to realize I never pressed the record button. It didn't see me. So I personally don't use the remote. Tip number 6 is Pivo videos are in high definition and they take up a lot of freaking room on your phone. So you have to delete these videos and pictures a lot. And you have to have enough space in order to record your video. If your phone runs out of space in the middle of your video, it not only stops the recording, it deletes the entire video. So you get nothing from that ride. You won't even get up to where it ran out. It just, the whole thing goes away. So you need to make sure before you start riding, you have plenty of room. So go through it and delete all of your deleted messages. That means, because when you delete them from your phone, it still actually saves them. So you have to go into your voicemail and delete the deleted messages. Same with your pictures and photos. Any picture and photo you have on your phone, one, back it up. And once it's backed up, go on your phone, delete them all, then go to the deleted folder and delete them all again. And there's another spot. Pivo stores all the Pivo recordings within the app. So you can delete the Pivo recording off of your photos in your phone and it'll still be on the app taking up space on your phone. So you'll have it in like 3 places. That's a lot of storage. So you'll have to go to the apps and delete all your videos and photos as well when you're done with them. Otherwise, you will run out of room very quickly. I actually kept my old phone when I upgraded and deleted everything off of it, and I strictly only use that for recording, just so I know I won't ever run out of space. The settings on Pivo Track app have options. Pivo Play doesn't. You put it on horse and you're good to go. On Pivo Track, you've got all these choices, and I'll be honest, I think most of them are worthless. So there is a photo. That one's kind of nice if you're literally just taking a photo. So you can click that one for photo. Otherwise, if you click on the horse head, it will give you horse basic and horse advanced. Just choose basic. We don't need to get that advanced. And then if you click on the horse icon, it'll come up with, I think there's fence, lunging, riding, photo. There's all these different options. Just pick riding. Those are the automatic presets within the Pivo as listed here. It'll change the tracking speed, the predictive follow, all those things. In my opinion, they make it worse. If you put it on jumping, it goes to what we call frenzy, and as exactly what it sounds like, it's a frenzied follow and your Pivo is just kind of seizuring or something. I don't recommend it. Basic riding will follow jumping just fine. I jump all the time. I rarely have any problems. That is another tip though. The biggest problems you'll have in just regular riding is if you ride too close to your Pivo. Try not to ride within 10 feet of it. So don't put it like right in the arena and then ride all around it, because it'll lose you, especially if you're trotting or cantering right next to it, because you're just going too fast for it to follow you. So the faster you get, the farther away you want to stay when you're going by Pivo. So like this. If you go like that, it will lose you and then it'll just get stuck filming. It'll pick you back up again when you ride by next time. But try not to ride right up next to the Pivo. If it does lose you, just slow back to a walk and walk back by. It'll lock back onto the horse figure and start following you again. So no big deal if it loses you, just kind of ride by it again and pick it up. But I would just keep it on horse basic and click riding, and then let all the presets go. Whatever presets it has, let it keep those. Don't mess with anything. And I personally hate predictive follow. I would turn that off if it tries to turn it on. That's where if you're going to the left, and you change direction, it'll keep going left for a few seconds and then be like, oh, whoops, we changed direction, and it'll come back and try to find you. I think that causes more problems than it solves. So I would turn predictive follow off. Hopefully you found this video helpful and you can start recording your rides with your Pivo and make some fun and amazing videos, but most importantly, learn from them. That's one reason I record my rides, because I look at my position, what I did right, what I did wrong, what I need to work on. It's really helped me improve my riding, And especially when my trainer's in there and when I hear her say, hey, your toe is sticking out, I look at it right then and I can clearly see my toe is sticking out. So these little things really help. I think Pivo is a wonderful tool to improve your writing. Also, there is a Facebook group called Pivo Equestrian Community. It's somewhat helpful. A lot of the questions are redundant, but for the most part, you can always post up there and ask any questions about Pivo, how to use Pivo, troubleshooting, and all that. It's a very fun group as well. We all post a lot of funny videos of, because it catches a lot of funny things. Pivo is really fun and helpful in your writing career, and I'm looking forward to more people utilizing it. Hope you found this helpful. Thanks.